People, deluded, I'm back again. Obviously, people, we might not get top four, and I don't want to keep harping on about the same things. We might not get top four. If we don't get it, we have to hold our hands up and have a post-mortem and think about where we went wrong as a football club at whatever stage in the season that led to us not getting enough points or not progressing in the Europa League. Fingers crossed that isn't the point. That isn't the case. But my point of this video, I just find it funny. We know the media. I'm not going to say the media's got an agenda against Arsenal because every fan probably believes that. But I think it's clear, innit? I think it's clear. Obviously, Arsenal provides free entertainment. Whether we've moved on from Unai Emery or not, there's still stories. Unai Emery, if he wins, he's the Messiah. If he loses, blah, blah, blah. The whole running backdrop of him taking over us under Arsene Wenger. Obviously Arsene Wenger, obviously Kroenke, obviously at one point Stan Collymore, not Stan Collymore, I'm bugging out, Stan Kroenke. Arsenal, because of the whole question marks, whatever people want to say around the management at the time, the people behind the scenes, the gaffer, the owner. I'm not here to criticise anyone. I'm not here to say that, and don't misinterpret me. What I'm saying is there's always a story about Arsenal. There's always something for the media to sell, and I believe we've given them that at periods this season, and even at times they kind of bought into it. They were saying we were winning games, turning over a new leaf. And after the kind of resurgence of recent, around February, March the media shut up about us. And I just feel losing to Everton now. It's funny how the narrative for everybody's changed, but the media language, people, because I'm seeing language like Everton annihilated us. We got blitzed. Arsenal post Morton. Is this the end of Arsenal's top four hopes? Just mad stuff, and some of that might be true, but it's just crazy how you weren't saying that. None of that was said prior to 5 minutes past 2 o'clock when we played on Sunday. We lost. We hold our hands up. Everton with the better players, better men, better set of players, better coaching things, and all them things on the day. I don't feel they annihilated us. I feel we were poor. We were poor that day, and they took advantage of that, and it was a poor goal conceded. They didn't take their chances. If they didn't score that goal and we didn't switch off, it's 0-0. Again, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I could sit here and say if, but, this, that, and the other, we can only deal with the facts. They beat us. But I just find it interesting, man. The language, the critique, rightly and wrongly. I'm not saying you can't critique players, but some of the comments about the players, about the relationships, about who needs to go. Like, again, we know players that can progress and players not. But it's funny because you just type in Arsenal right now on Google, and you'll see all the fancy articles. Annihilation, bust up, this, that, the other. Even I see a jockey talking about us as well, saying he's got more. He's not scared of Arsenal and he's a jockey. I can't remember who it is, but I swear down, type that stuff in Google, people. We know in today's day and age when you give it makes no sense because again it's going off topic. But whether it's Arsenal, whether it's like people we don't necessarily like Katie Hopkins and Piers Morgan, when you give these people them attention, even though we don't like it or not, the fact that we're talking about it buzzes them, innit? But we have to. Like, I just feel all these... It's crazy because I'm not saying Arsenal are definitely going to get top four. I just think it's funny, man. I made a similar vid about fans and football fans in general, but I just find this mad funny, and I find the way the narrative just quickly changes away from Arsenal, just anything in regards to the media is funny. If you say things enough times and people repeat it, it sounds smart. It's crazy, man. And again, everyone can say what they want, but I just find it funny, man, the amount of free hits being taken at this club and stuff. And if I'm any one of them players, they don't live in a bubble. They're seeing all of these things. I am using that as some sort of motivation because, like Socrates said, 4 games. I think we need to probably win all of them, and that's a tough ask. But 4 games. If we win that, we put ourselves in a good position. So you shut these people up. It was time ago, but remember when all of these people then were saying all this mad stuff about Mesut Ozil, and then we beat Spurs, and then how this player wouldn't get in the team, this, that, and the third. And you can believe that if you want. But they were making personal comments about Ozil. Ozil done his thing. Just to use him as an example, I know people will say what they want, but use him as an example. And the same media people were saying, oh my God, why are you critiquing me? Why are you? I can write whatever I want about people, but if you question my logic, I'm upset. You see what I'm saying, people? It's crazy. This now for me would just make me be more together than ever, and just, I'm not saying pay attention to these things, but would just make me want to shove humble pie up people's noses, not even mouth, shove it up their nose, bro, because people are just talking was. That's actually what it is, people. I speak in a lot of slang and I try to avoid it, people, but that's the only word I can find, man. I just find these media people are just talking mad was, like just nonsense was, like wasine, all of that, like. Let me type in Arsenal right now. Like, let's just to prove a point. Let's go on the news section. Again, the flash is shagging it, people. But you get what I'm saying. I'm go on the news section in Google. Arsenal, Arsenal must, in caps, start these 4 players in order to beat Napoli. What else have we got? What else have we got? Arsenal back to sign James Maddison with desperate. You see the language being used, people. Arsenal giving hands-off warning. Szczesny and Fabianski blasted over being disrespectful to Arsenal manager. an Arsenal coach. You see what I'm saying, people? Again, that's not necessarily relevant, but you see how just the topic of Arsenal being up in names and that. You see how crazy it is. Let's go next, man. I want to go. It's half time for Spurs and City. Sorry. But we'll keep going, man. You see, Jamie Carragher bring up these comments again about Luis Suarez rejecting us. Tagliafico linked again. Now, to be fair, that one's always there. Using Drake taking a picture with Aubameyang. Who else have we? What else, man? There's just so much stuff. Arsenal alarming admission. Arsenal wouldn't scare me, and I'm a jockey. Let's click on that. That's on TalkSport. Let's click on that, people. A player, before I clicked on it and it's loading, it said a player snubbed Arsenal. So you're getting a point at this point, people. Die-hard Arsenal fan. Alright, cool, it's McArray. He said that, was Sparta's Arsenal fans, to a degree. I look at the Invincible team, I don't care about none of that, man. Talking about batter me. Whereas if I looked across now, this is a relevant part, people. Whereas if I looked across now, I am a jockey. I wouldn't be frightened of any of the Arsenal lads in the dressing room at the moment. I watched Ozil floating around yesterday like he hadn't a care in the world. I wouldn't be a good Arsenal captain at the moment. I can tell you that. Now, he's allowed these comments. I'm not saying what he's not saying is wrong. I'm actually not getting at his comments. But the platform, the language being used for people to see the story, the actual comments, his comments might have even been taken out of context. The player as well, Ozil played poor on Sunday. We can't beat around the bush like everybody else. I believe in fair criticism. I don't necessarily believe in other things, but he didn't really say anything too tough there. He's using that player. You see what I'm saying, people? You see what I'm saying? For me, I treat my club like family members, innit? I can say whatever I want about Mesut Ozil. You can't say it, innit? You can say whatever. I can say whatever I want about Aubameyang and Lacazette. You can't say it. Because I love Aubameyang. When I see Aubameyang miss some chances, I'm like, wait, man, you're looking like a Michu sort of done right now. I could say that. But if someone else says that, it's time to swing. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the sort of mentality I want our players to have. Obviously, apologies for doing that, people. Obviously, it's just humorous banter, PB. But you get the point where I'm going with this. And it's just, I find it interesting, the language being used and the narratives. And again, to use other examples, Spurs has been spoken about for time of being this magical club that can challenge and the only ones expecting to challenge, but nobody asks questions for anything. Spurs fans, you don't know, you're cool people, them away from the club, but let's call a spade a spade. They just to kind of use them in a positive light. That was said, people were asking questions when they took 1 point from 15. They're now 4th now, as a result of Chelsea obviously taking points. You see what I'm saying? United were all doom and gloom. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. They look to shooting for top 4. It's now they're speaking about them in the media like they can never get it. They can go get it mathematically. Chelsea, this, Kepa, that, the final people. All of this soap drama. Speaking like Chelsea can't do anything and the doom and gloom players want to go, etc. They look predictable. They've critiqued even the manager's substitutions. I'm not getting at it, people. I'm getting at the narrative. You speak like this all doom and gloom, but now they're 4th. 3rd, in fact, people. Do you see how dangerous narratives are when people don't think? Now, I know a lot of you that watch me are thinkers, innit? You can agree with... I'm not saying to not necessarily disagree or agree with any of the comments I've picked up on. I'm just using that as a wider topic. We can have our opinions, but think, people, that when the things are said enough times, it becomes facts. And that's not just for Arsenal, that's anywhere else. And personally, people, I just feel the media's talking was, innit? And I just find it funny, but I'm going to get out, man, before half-time finishes. People, DG.